At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 4 Lexington area locations.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and Prep Spin.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it.
You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man?
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more. So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
You're looking at Paul S. McBray Arena in Alumni Coliseum in Richmond, Kentucky on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University. It's the boys' 11th Region Championship game between the Cardinals of Scott County and the Knights of Lexington Catholic. Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast. Aaron Douglas here in the pregame with you with Coach Don Atkins. Gary Ball will be the guy bringing you all the play-by-play action, and then we'll have Rebecca Cook as our sideline reporter, and then I'll be back at halftime. But a lot of people and a lot of eyes in the state of Kentucky on this game here tonight.
Well, Darren, it's a premier matchup with two of the best teams in the state, the number one team, and sometimes during the year, Catholic was even rated number one. So I tell you what, two good teams here in the 11th region playing for that key spot to go to the big house, Rupp Arena.
And the fun thing about this is there is no secrets between these two teams. They play at least one time against each other in every regular season, so there's no secrets, nothing that either coaching staff can come up with to confuse the other. It's going to be a matter of who executes.
Well, and that's true. And in the first meeting between the two of them, the shooting percentage for Scott County was not their best. That's what I think led to the Catholic win and some foul shooting episodes there. So we've got to look at this total matchup tonight. It's going to come down to turnovers, rebounds, possessions, and then who shoots the best from the field.
That opening week of the season was a 59-55 victory by the Knights of Lexington Catholic at home against the Cardinals. In that game, though, Cooper Watts had just come out, along with also Cooper Robb had just come out as well, so his basketball legs weren't under him. But, that deep run, that's where football sometimes, deep runs in the playoffs hurt their basketball programs for guys who play both sports. But still, all in all, was a great game. By the rest of the numbers were about even. Rebounding, free throw shooting, turnovers, assists, points in the paint. I mean, everything else is about it as equal as you can be.
It was. It's just the shooting percentage between Robb and who was it? And Bryce Long.
Yeah.
They were, I think, 9 out of 30 from the field between those two, and they're better players than that.
That's a lot less than 45% from the floor for both those guys. We saw those guys both go off in the semifinal game the other night against Madison Central. We actually had a couple of games in the semifinals. Catholic knocking off a very game Sayre Ball Club that was about even during the first quarter. I think Catholic led by 6 at the end of one. And then just slowly but surely that depth of Catholic started wearing on Sayre, and Sayre unfortunately couldn't hit the basket from anywhere but it doesn't hold.
Yeah, and also with their star player being in foul trouble, getting in foul trouble early, just never could get in sync in the game with Doobie being on the foul trouble situation. So
and then on top of that, Coach, you also look back at this ball game back in early December, somewhere in the I think it was like December the 6th or something like that. No, the 13th. Luke Johnson had 25 in that ball game. Michael Moreno had 18, and Cooper Robb still had 17, but it took him 16 shots to get those 17 points. And when he's going good, Cooper Robb for Scott County, it takes limited shots to get his points. So we'll see what happens there. But let's look at the players are going to be the ones that decide this, but also the guys on the bench. Both of them building really good traditions at both their schools. Brandon Salzman back at his alma mater and doing a fantastic job at Lexington Catholic.
Well, he has. He's continued that style of play that Coach Haney started there. That Brandon was a player when he was there, and then he's come back and continued that pressing style, the 1-2-2 matchup zone, some man, but mostly zone. Billy's always been a tough man-to-man player on the defensive side and runs a guard-oriented offense. But I tell you what, he knows when to take it inside to his big guy to get some things done. I look for Marino to have a really good night tonight.
And then Billy Hicks, the wins just keep piling up. He's already the state's all-time leading winningest coach. He did it at Everts, he did it at Harlan, then he went to Corbin, and now at Scott County. And he just keeps rolling on. He doesn't look a day older than the time I first met him when he was the head coach at Harlan. At Harlan.
Billy has been around for so long. And he's always a pleasure to talk to. He wants to talk to you about fishing. He wants to talk to you about hunting. He'll talk to you about basketball every now and then. But I tell you what, he's just great to be around, very and competitive.
Well, Coach, we're going to be back in just a minute. We'll have the coaches, both opposing coaches for I think Gary Ball is going to get him. We'll be back with that here on PrepSpin.com.
The next time you get hungry, remember this commercial. Then grab your keys and come to Rafferty's. Now, where did you put those keys? Rafferty's, located in Lexington, Louisville, Elizabethtown, Florence, Paducah, and Bowling Green.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Satan.
I think we're good.
All right. So how are you guys feeling tonight going into this championship game here tonight?
Well, it's like I said, getting here is just a wonderful achievement. It's a tremendous accomplishment coming from the districts and the region that we play in, and these are two of the more storied programs in our region. We're both here to win tonight. It's going to be a hard-fought battle and hopefully a good contest for everyone.
How do you think your win over Scott County helped you guys with your confidence and everything earlier on in the year?
We set up a hard schedule every year just to try and get our guys ready for moments like this. The lights get a little brighter. As you well know, the game gets a little more tense. Right. So, you just got to continue to try and get better. And our game in December was really, really good, and we played a good game. But both of us were kind of off. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Well, a hard schedule will really help you in the postseason. So.
Yeah, no question about that. You get into these games and you played really close games going down the stretch, you know what to do, and your kids are in those positions.
Helps you mature a lot.
Yeah,
all right. Well, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Any chance we can get you to suit up for us?
I wish.
There you go.
Thank you.
That was Rebecca Cook with the head coach of the Knights, Brandon Salzman, and now we're getting ready to go over and get the assistant head coach of the Cardinals, and that'll be Chris Wilhite. And tell you how old I am, Coach Atkins.
Assistant head coach.
I used to be. Well, he and Tim Glenn kind of share that honors, but I used to referee middle school basketball when Chris was a middle school player at Scott County Middle. That tells you how old I am.
When he used to go to Kyle Macy's basketball camp and was about the size of his son out there running around at night, Darren. It's when I first met Chris and his family.
So I guess they're going to get those, and here we go with Rebecca Cook and Chris Wilhite. Right.
How do you think your game against earlier on in the season helped you prepare for this game tonight?
Well, after watching it the last few days, I really hope we play a lot better than we did that game. That was early in the season. We had a lot of guys that were just coming in off football, and I think they were still getting adjusted. And
Coach said it was kind of a rough game for both of you guys.
It was rough for both of us, So I think both teams have gotten a lot better since then, so it should be a good battle tonight.
All right. How will you try to use your mismatches in the game?
What's that?
How will you try to use your mismatches with some of your players?
Right, our guys are all pretty versatile. They can play inside, outside, so we don't really have certain guys that we post up. We do a lot of interchanging, things like that, so we're pretty flexible on offense.
What do you think your keys are to winning tonight?
Number one, we got to outplay them. We just got to play harder than they do, and then we just got to out-rebound them. The first game, they really hurt us on the board, so we need to turn that around this time.
That's the key, Right. Mentally, do you think your team's ready?
They're really ready. This is the only game we've lost to Kentucky this year, so we didn't have to do a whole lot of motivating. The guys are ready. They're ready to go tonight.
I'm sure losing to them earlier on in the season has really motivated them to work harder.
It has, yes. We've been playing really good lately, so we just got to keep playing, put it together, play together.
All right, well, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Rebecca Cook with assistant coach Chris Wilhite here in Georgetown, or in Richmond, I should say, as we get ready set for the 11th region tournament here. Scott County in the blue, as you see there, they are the number one ranked team, and somebody would ask why they're wearing the road uniforms. They're in the bottom half of the bracket, so the top team in the bracket is always the home team on the scoreboard and wears their road or the home uniforms. But I have seen at times they have chosen
to flip.
Yeah, of course, coaches are superstitious. Coach, you weren't.
Right.
Did you have any superstitions when you were coaching?
Yeah, and when you got in tournament, not during the season so much, but when I got in the tournament, when we started to win, I had a certain, clothes that I wore throughout. If we won, I kept with the order of jackets and ties and pants and that kind of thing. That was the only really superstitious I had.
Yeah. I had one too, but it wasn't anything like that. It was usually I always had to, if I came on the floor and had a good game, the next game I had to come out, I had to locate my mother in the stands again and
give her a wave.
She'd give her a wave, or I'd get a mouth of something from her, and that was pretty much it. But there are some superstitions that I've heard that are outlandish. And these high school players are pretty superstitious. I heard one the other day from a kid from Franklin County. He wore a T-shirt underneath his jersey, but he wouldn't wash the T-shirt until they had a bad game.
Oh, that might have been nice in the locker room, huh?
As teammate, I know I would tell, hey, we got to get rid of that.
That's right.
And stuff. But, Coach, we've talked about a little bit about the last game that these two played, or the only game this year they played in the regular season back in December. This game now, we're 3 months past that game. And I'm really sitting here thinking, Gary asked us off the air before we went on the air with this broadcast today. He said, what are the keys? I really, truly think the key simply is whichever one can execute their half-court offense, because both are great in the open court. Both love to press. Both love to get it down the floor. Both like to shoot the three. But I really think if you get in the half court, whoever executes their half-court offense the best is going to win this one.
Well, and just watching Scott County a couple of times this season, Darren, they right now, and I told Billy this the other night, I think he's playing the best defense I've seen him teams play in a long time, especially at half-court man-to-man. They're really getting up in you. They're making you play out of your offense. They're making you play a drive game, and then you really getting help once you take a side. They're taking the other side of the floor away from you, so they're really doing a good job there on the defensive end. Lexington Catholic likes to get up and down before you set that defense. So that'll be interesting to see that dynamic happen in the game. It'll be, I think, a game that in the first game, Scott County led by 7 points at one time, as the largest lead. I think it'll be a game that should be up and down the floor. So it looks like the bench is going to play. Both teams play 8, 9, 10 people. So that person coming off the bench has got to go in, do his job, and help his team. Can't be a hindrance. He's got to go in there and not make turnovers, not let his guys guarding score, those kinds of things. If either team, whichever one, is going to be effective and win the ball game.
Saturday afternoon when we did the games here, the semifinal games, after the semis were done, we were kind of packing up to me to go to Frankfort, but you guys to go take a break and before the girls' championship game. The question was posed to us. Who is the dark horse? We know from Scott County, Moreno and Robb are going to have to get their points. Who's that third scorer they need to maybe alleviate some of the scoring from Robb and Moreno? And then also the same question for the Knights. We know what you're going to get from T.C. Price and, of course, the guy who leads them in score. Zan Payne and Luke Johnson. Who's the third scorer for Catholic?
Well, I think on Scott County, I think it comes down to Watts or Williams, one of those two. And Cooper Watts had just been out from football for about a week in that first matchup and only scored 2 or 3 points, I think. For Lexington Catholic, it may be Whitman inside. I don't know, with the rebounds and the putbacks. That could be a possibility. You've got Blake Scott. In the first game, he was only 1 for 4 from the field. But he is that outside shooter. Now, whether he gets his shot off tonight against that pressure of Scott County, I don't know. But it could be one of those two, either Whitman or Blake Scott. And then for Scott County, it could be Williams or Watts.
Yeah. I'll throw another one in for Scott County. Could be Bryce Long. Yes. There's another guy that will stretch that defense out behind the three-point arc. So.
And look for them to get some runouts like that, because he got a couple the other night. Yeah. I mean, with Moreno just throwing a beautiful outlet pass a couple of times.
The difference between the other night and tonight, as we're going to get the referees here, is you'll get a look at them here. The three officials who get the honor of calling the 11th Region Championship game here in just a moment. Gary Ball will join the coach here in just a moment as we get set for the 11th Region Boys Championship game. The winner moves on just down the road, down in Lexington, to Rupp Arena for their first round game. And I believe that is a 11th, 12th matchup.
Yes. 11th
Same
region,
thing
12th
it's
region.
been for the last couple of years.
I think it's 3 years in a row now. The 11th and 12th have drawn each other.
You need to look at those balls. They might be a little messed up there with the draw. But the 11th and 12th for the third year in a row to match up. We're only 3.5 minutes away, folks, so get ready. I'm going to tell you now, the place
Good
is
crowd
filling up,
coming in.
Coach.
Yes, sir. What you like to see.
The only place that looks like it's not going to be filled in right now is the end zone to our right as we sit looking at the benches across the way. But buckle your seatbelts up because this one's going to be a very, very entertaining and wild ride.
And you know, Darren, these young men right here in front of us that wear the striped shirts, they're
going to dictate how this goes.
They could influence how the tic-tac fouls, the fouls underneath. Are they going to let them play through contact? How are they going to call the game? And a lot of times, a lot of officials will say, let's let the kids decide this game. Let's let them play.
Well, one thing's for sure, as a fan, as a guy who's going to stand back and watch the action, I'm wanting to hope these guys, the three in front of them, let these guys play because there's a whole lot of talent that you'll be seeing at the college level play next year at various schools, not only around the state of Kentucky, but around the country.
Yes. Yep.
We're down to 2.5 minutes. I'm going to let Gary step in and join the coach, Donnie Atkins. You're watching all the 11th Region Championship Tournament action on PrepSwin.com.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt. We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Knocked backwards there, battling with Watts. Fluker gives it over right side. Allen lays it something. And here's another steal.
What happens here?
And then we're going to get another back. Williams wanting to push it. Williams goes deep in the corner to Long. Long lets it rip. Got it.
They're not last night, back on Thursday night.
Boom.
Here's a three. Good for Coop. Have fun, 11-3. Try to deal with those two for the next 2 years, huh?
Nice.
Rob bobbled it, but tipped it over.
Nice
pass to Watts. Long cuts back door. Nice pass and laid it in.
Austin trying to go left side. Stolen by Davis. Davis has got a bust out.
Oh,
and the dunk. Wow.
Ooh.
Davis got some hops. Catholic leads down low. Goes. There's Price laying it up and in. Under 10 seconds. Penetrates. Harden dumps it down low. Sparkman lays it up. It doesn't. Here's a steal by Zan. He leads it out to Johnson. And Johnson's got 12 now. Tonight at 7:30. Harden down the paint. Harden off glass again. Man, he's just making that here. Payne with a steal. Here comes Catholic again. And there's a dunk.
Price gets it inside to Payne. Payne goes up, and he finishes. Keegan Bailey wide open. He'll shoot the three-pointer, knocks it.
Silverberg, but there goes Zan Payne showing it. And Whitman to the basket and the dunk. Now that was a dunk.
In a moment, we'll have your starting lineup. We ask that you now please rise and join us as we honor America. Its freedom and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Scott County Pit Band. And now for your starting lineups. First for the Cardinals of Scott County, out of District 42 with a record of 29 wins and 5 losses. Starting at guard, a sophomore, number 2, Bryce Long. Starting at forward, a junior, number 10, Cooper Robb. At center, a sophomore, number 24, Michael Marino. At guard, a sophomore, number 33, Lorenzo Williams. And at center, a senior, number 44, Cooper Watts. The Cardinals are coached by Billy Hicks. And now for the Knights of Lexington Catholic, out of District 43 with a record of 24 wins and 8 losses. Starting at guard, a junior, number 3, T.C. Price. At guard, a senior, number 10, Luke Johnson. At guard, a senior, number 15, Blake Scott. At forward, a junior, number 23, Zan Payne. And at center, a senior, number 41, Peter Whitman. The Knights are coaches by Brandon Salzman. It's time for basketball action.
And the lights are out here at McBrayer Arena. They get them back on now as we're set for the 11th Region Championship. Gary Ball with Coach Donnie Atkins, William Warfield, and the gang, all the crew here. Sideline reporter Rebecca Cook, Darren Douglas. Halftime report, Lexington Catholic will be in the white with the blue, Scott County in the blue with the white. These two teams met. We had that game on prep spin back at Lexington Catholic. It was a good ball game, went down to the wire. Lexington Catholic won by 4.
Gary, early season, this is a different game.
Cooper Watts, who's also an outstanding football player at Scott County, big number 44, will jump it up against 6'7" Peter Whitman. Watts wins the tap and chased down in backcourt by Williams. Lorenzo hands it now to Cooper Robb, and Robb plays everything at Scott County. Yep. Football, basketball, baseball, he's good at all of them. Watts over to Williams. Bounce down to Marino. Marino cut off, blocked from behind by Scott. Jump ball called, and the ball will go to Lexington Catholic. What a great play by Scott.
Marino had a double team on him there. He needed to fan that ball back out, reposition, and ask again.
Williams picking up Johnson, three-quarter court.
He's going to try to keep him from getting the ball as much as possible.
Price across on Cooper Robb. Just underway. Great defensive stand by Lex Cav. Scott goes to Johnson. He's bumped, and quickly we're going to have a foul on Marino. And if you're a Scott County fan, that is not what you want to see,
not
Coach
first
Atkins.
Trip down the floor. That's right. Don't want to see that foul.
That's the least thing you want to see on this night, because you cannot ill afford to lose number 24.
He's got a cut on Whitman's face there, it looks like, Gary.
Luke Johnson on Williams. Luke, top of the key, hands it off to Zan Payne. Payne had 15 rebounds against Scott County. Watts almost stripped it out of there. Payne in trouble.
Got a guy bleeding, and they don't. Billy's trying to get the officials' attention.
Got blood going down his face there. They give it to Whitman on the right side, and now they see it. One of the officials sees it. You got Whitman, who has a cut on his right eye, and blood just pouring down the right side of his face there.
Yeah.
Almost like a fighter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll
right there above the eye. Bleeds very easily.
Price into Johnson. Luke working on Williams. Back to Price. Price and Robb gives now to Max Sparkman. How about that? You take Whitman out at 6'7". You bring Sparkman in at 6'7". And we're going to have there's some blood on the floor. Yep, blood on the floor. They'll have to wipe that up.
Just want everybody to stay away from it. But the trainers will have a little work to do.
Just underway.
Both teams going to the bench.
Sports medicine folks working with a Barb over there from Bluegrass Orthopedics. Of course, Scott County, 2007, they lost to, you look at Lexington Catholic, 15-3 record in this region, Coach, over here at Eastern.
Yes.
And those 3 losses, one of them, Woodford County upset them a few years ago in the opening round. They lost to Dominique Hawkins' team, that team that went on to win the state championship, and to Scott County. That's their 3 losses. And
I'll tell you what, Gary, they've been here. They've been up against good competition all year. Both teams have. Billy takes his out of state for a little bit at Christmas time and goes plays and then plays in his tough Toyota Classic. Brandon has a great tournament over Lexington Catholic that they play in and get some great teams in there. So they played against good competition, both teams have this year.
A little slow down here. They're attending to the blood. What happened is Peter Whitman must have taken a nail or something to the right side of his eye, and blood was just coming streaming down, so they had to get him out of there. They're cleaning him up over there behind the Catholic bench. Max Sparkman has checked in, and they're wiping up some blood on the McBrayer Arena floor here. That's the delay. 7:04, still no score. And Scott County playing really good defense right now. They're really getting after Catholic, and Catholic played good defense on that first possession as Scott got a block from behind there on Marino.
All right, a little delay, and we'll take the ball out underneath. Catholic will have it underneath its own basket, take out.
Scott County's in the blue, Lexington Catholic in their white with the blue. Look like the Kentucky Wildcats, don't they, with those colors. Lexington.
Everybody's in with the shoes, getting off the little alcohol spray there that they try to get the blood wiped up with.
Peter Whitman's going to have to change his jersey, coach. They're going to have to put number 13 on the big fella now.
It is allowed. If there's blood on the jersey and they can't get it off, they'll let him switch jerseys.
Won't be long, he'll be back in there. Matter of fact, as long as it's taking to clean this floor, Whitman might be back in the game.
Unless he gets closed up there real quick.
Scott County, Billy Hicks, of course, the winningest high school coach in Kentucky high school basketball history. What's it stand at, Donnie? About 950, something like that?
At least
960 in that range?
Yeah.
He's incredible. Of course, it all started for him, I believe, at Harlan, didn't it?
Everett's? Yeah.
Everett's and then Corbin.
And then Corbin.
Yep.
And maybe Harlan in between there. I think Everett's and Harlan and then Corbin and then Scott County.
Scott dumps it down to Luke Johnson. Kicks it out, stolen by Robb. He's trying to go to Payne, but Cooper Robb stepped in front of that. Stops right side, off the mark. There's Robb's shot. Excuse me, Watts with the rebound. Won't go, and battling for it, and Price pulls it out of there. Here comes the long pass to Sparkman running the floor. Lost the handle on it. Not sure what he was trying to do. He was trying to put it up before he got the possession of it. Turns it over to Scott County. On the other end, Cooper Robb with a nice steal there, Coach. He stepped right in front of that Johnson pass.
Nice job.
And then launched one from the right side, and Cooper Watts tried to clean it up. Michael Marino stops, 14-footer, good. 2-0.
Catholic went a little 2-2-1 three-quarter press there, Gary, and Scott County had no trouble getting the ball to Marino in the middle.
Knocked away by Cooper Robb again. Johnson, and it's stolen away by Bryce Long. Long stops from the free throw line off the iron. There, Badley coming out with it is Price. Price being dogged. Price being chased by Robb. Almost lost it. Knocked away by Watts. Picked up by Sparkman. Out to Scott. Lets a three go. Bullseye. Blake Scott says, give me the ball. I'm feeling it tonight. 3-2. Long says, give me the ball. And he knocks it down.
The three.
Back-to-back threes. As Bryce Long says, I can match you, Mr. Scott. And
got another blood in the mouth.
Coach Salzman probably feels like I said earlier, like he's got a prize fight going on here instead of basketball. Blood already. And play by Watts, picked up by Sparks.
Got that blood
out to
going.
Scott, lets a three go. Bullseye.
Johnson,
Feeling it. Johnson will go get worked on. Here's that long three-pointer, Coach. Knocked it down. Matched the Scott three.
Don't blink, because these teams are going up and down the floor, Gary.
5-3.
I tell you, both teams looking again to clean up the floor, so we'll take it out of bounds. It'll be Lexington Catholic's ball. Wind play resumes. But
they had time to clean up Peter Whitman.
And, Gary, I haven't seen anything out of like an ordinary that would cause both players to be injured, like a punch thrown or anything like that. I mean, it's just been
basketball plays.
Yeah, in going after a loose ball and stuff.
The worst injury I had at Boone County playing ball was me and a kid on my team in practice dove, hit heads, and my eye split open and blood was just pouring out of there.
It's not my fault. You see the glove? I tweeted that out earlier.
But
yeah, William.
Again, our trainers are
Williams said they're going to punch their ticket. Well, they have been punching out here.
Trainers are out working, trying to get the spills off the floor.
5-3. There's a good shot at the fans in the stands here at the McBrayer Arena. This is the 11th Region Championship, and Coach, they're still filing in here.
Yeah, that's what you like to see.
Really nice crowd. Billy Hicks, the legendary coach. Brandon Salzman, a former player, but he always tells me, Gary, I was down at the end of the bench, 12th man. He paid his dues though. He went to Bourbon County and coached a little while over there. Then when a Catholic job came open, as being a former Catholic student and player there, he applied for it, and he's done a good job there.
He has, Gary. He's done a very good job coaching, getting them playing. The thing with a lot of times those players that sit on the bench and learn make the best coaches because they're always watching. They're always seeing what's going on. They're listening to the coach. May not always be the best player. It's the best coach.
John Wooden wasn't exactly the all-American player, although he was a pretty good player.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a pretty good coach. Adolph Rupp.
Yep.
Guys like that. Joe B. Hall. Donnie Atkins. Yeah. Just go down the list.
Yeah.
Gary Ball. No, I turned out to be I'm not a coach. I'm a broadcaster. But, it's all fun. It's all being part of the game, Donnie, as
That's
you
right.
know. We love it. You've got your Kentucky Scoreboard show that you and Rick Shaw do on Friday nights to a statewide audience. And I've got the Scholastic Ball Report that reaches about 2 million Kentuckians on WBKO in Bowling Green, YMT in Hazard, and CWKYT in Lexington. And William Warfield, of course, he's the king of string.
I tell you what, they might just come out here and wipe this whole floor down, Gary, as much stuff as they're spraying out all over the place.
That's right. I tell you, this has been an interesting start to this game. Defensive battle, and then Blake Scott hit that deep three, and then immediately Scott County says, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they found Bryce Long, and he nailed a three from the left side.
Exactly. And it didn't take very long for that to happen. It was boom, boom.
Should we take a break, William? Come back. Looks like we get a little break in the action. 5:51 here in the first quarter, 5-3. Let's look at some early numbers. 1 for 1. That three-pointer, that was the only shot they've attempted. Where Scott County's got 6 shots up already, made 2 of them.
And like the Catholics turnovers, they've had 3 already, Gary. Marino down the middle. They break the press. He's right there in the high post area. He gets the ball and turns and attacks.
And then Blake Scott. I tell you what, if Scott continues to be hot, it could be a good positive sign for Lexington Catholic, because when he's on, Coach, he's on.
Different team, yeah.
He can make 4, 5, 6 in a row.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
When he's off, he's off. But that takes a lot of the pressure off Luke Johnson.
And in the first meeting between these two teams, Gary, I think he only had 3 points, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look here. I think that's right. He had
he made 1 3. You're
1
exactly
3,
right.
Yeah, he only had 3 points in that first meeting.
Well, he's already got 3 in this regional championship in the first couple of minutes of the game. So we'll check the lineups for you. It is still going to be Lorenzo Williams, Cooper Robb, Bryce Long, Cooper Watts, and Michael Marino. And for Lexington Catholic, they've got Javen Harden in the game now with Max Sparkman, Zan Payne, T.C. Price, and Blake Scott. I'm trying to see over there. Yeah, it looks like Johnson. Have they got him straightened out over there with the blood? I don't see Luke Johnson over there.
I think somebody's going to have to go get a shirt change, Gary, because it's the same situation. Both of them might have been taken back to the back to kind of see if they need stitches or anything. I don't know. I don't see either one on the bench. Do you?
I don't see either one either. Might be back in the training room or something. The long delay as they're cleaning the blood. We've had 2 players in the first couple of minutes of this game. First was Peter Whitman of Lex Calf. Said Luke Johnson has gone in the back to get stitches.
Really?
So Johnson in the back to get stitches. And what area was it in, Coach? I didn't get a good close-up.
Looked like his mouth.
His mouth and his lip area. Mouth
and lip.
So Johnson getting some stitches in the training room back here at Eastern. And Lexington Catholic and Scott County 5-3.
It'll be Lexington Catholic's ball, full court. And we're ready to play, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like we're ready to go. Got the blood up. Actually, the one trainer's still working down there in front of the Scott County bench. Now it looks like they've got it cleared up, and they're still working in underneath the basket here Scott County's basket. So that was about a 10-minute delay there.
Yeah.
So now back to basketball. Jamin Harden in for Luke Johnson, who's getting stitches in that mouth that was bleeding earlier. Peter Whitman, I don't see the big fella either, do you?
Nope.
Max Sparkman in for him. Here's Javen Harden. He's played well lately. And Harden across the line on Williams. Javen bouncing now to Zan Payne. To Blake Scott. Scott long. Scott fakes. Hands to Sparkman. Sparkman back to Harden. 5:30. See, working with his Javen Harden. Harden down the paint. Dumps it down low to Payne. Payne goes in on Marino. Powers it up. No. Sparkman taps. And let's see, did Watts touch the last? Goes back to Lexington Catholic.
Nice job on defense, holding the hands up high, not even trying to get a block shot.
Comes the big fella Peter Whitman back over toward the Catholic bench. He's quickly up to the scorer's table. Bounce down low to Payne, working on Watts. Payne spinning, hook shot, rolls off, rebounded by Michael Marino. Long pass down court to Long. Long behind everybody, missed the layup. And Scott rebounds, and I think Long on frustration is going to reach in and foul him. So Long picks up the foul. He missed the layup, Coach Atkins, and he was frustrated when he went after Scott.
Came after the ball.
Whitman back in for Sparkman, so the big fella back. We're still waiting on Luke Johnson to make his way back from getting stitches.
Right there, an excellent opportunity for Scott County to extend the lead a little bit. Just young man got a little out of sync and out of sorts on that layup and blew a wide open bunny.
Cards now 2 of 7 from the field. Harden down the middle. Harden gives it up over to Payne. Right side free throw line extended. Working on Watts. Back to Javen Harden. Looking down low on Williams. Bad pass. Throws it right to Robb. Cooper Robb comes out of there with it. Robb on Scott. Dumps it over. Off glass. Laid in by Williams. Lorenzo Williams went glass.
That's 4 turnovers for Lexington Catholic. Gary can't continue to do that.
Nope. They'll get behind in a hurry. They're behind by 4 right now. 7-3.
Another one.
And there's a steal by Robb. Robb down the left side. Hanging block. Foul called on Price. Price picked it up. Let's watch that again, Coach. Well, Robb's already got, 2 steals?
Yep. Young man did a nice job.
Actually, he's got 3. Cooper Robb's got steals and assists in this game. Free throw rolls off for Robb. Normally outstanding. Here comes Luke Johnson back in, wearing number 20. So Johnson wearing 20.
Young man went back, took a couple of stitches in his lip, came back out, ready to go.
Robb missed them both. Rebounded by big Peter Whitman. Whitman hands it now to Luke Johnson. 7-3 ball game. Johnson across on Williams. Luke putting it down, angling right. Johnson is going to hand it now to Price. And Payne goes down, and we may have a clear out on Cooper Watts. Billy Hicks looks astonished, and Salzman saying, hey, thought you might need to call that. Foul did go on Watts. So Cooper Watts picked it up, the big senior. Johnson lobs to Payne, blocked, and the foul called. Watts was there. Robb was coming in from behind. They're going to call it on Cooper Watts, so he's picked up 2 quick fouls here.
Was it on Watts or on?
Called it on Watts, Coach.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's his second. It's flashing up there now. 2 fouls.
Cooper Robb. Is on Watts or?
It's on Watts. 2 fouls on Watts now. Payne knocked down the free throw. That's the first point of the game for Z Payne. The 6'5 junior averages a double-double. 7-4. Payne can cut it to 2 for Lexington Catholic, and it rolls off and rebounded by Dakota Allen, the senior who just checked into the game. Dakota Allen in there now for Scott County. Robb angling right. Cooper looking. Trouble. Big-time trouble. Goes in the corner now to Bryce Long. Long with the left hand. Gives it back over now. And here's Allen's shot. That's an air ball. Pulled out of there by Payne. Price with Scott out in front of him. TC to the basket. Lays it up and in. What a great move by TC Price.
Took it, hide the ball, Gary. Put it on his side. Took it right up so the defender could not get it.
7-6. Price cuts it to a point. Robb out top, looking over for Billy Williams to Coach Billy Hicks. Billy folding his arms over there, Coach. Allen Long fakes, goes in on
Nice
Payne,
move.
falls down, dumps it to Rob. He turns and
Got it.
nice touch by Cooper Rob.
Right over top of Whitman. Had to get it up high over the big man and arch it, and he made it.
9-6, Scott County by 3. 3:05 in the first period. Price kicks it deep in the corner. Payne, about an 18-footer, won't go. There's Whitman battling. Rob's got it. Here comes Rob with Johnson back. Rob crossover, reverses,
Foul.
and a foul call.
Could be on Payne or Price.
Pick your poison, right?
Yeah.
Pick your P.
It's on
Payne or Price.
Yeah. Foul's on Payne.
That is the second team foul against Lexington Catholic, 4 called against Scott County. At the line, Rob. He missed a couple up there
Missed the
earlier,
first.
Coach.
Yep. Made that one.
1 for 3 now. He has 3 points. Long has 3. Blake Scott has 3. Price has 2.
Subs in for Catholic, Gary.
Keegan Bailey checked in. Free throw rolls off. Rebounded by Keegan Bailey. Bailey and Javen Harden in there with Luke Johnson, Zan Payne, and Max Sparkman in there. And Luke Johnson in trouble. Deep in the corner to Bailey. Left side, he's cut off by Bryce Long. Hands it back out to Harden. 2:38, 10-6. Scott County on top by 4 here at the boys 11th region. Harden down the middle. Stops. Harden about a 10-footer. Rolls off. There's Sparkman battling. But he should have just gone up straight with it. He went down with it, lost the ball. Long to the basket. Crossing over off glass. No. Battling in is Williams. And down in the other end, Coach. I think they're going to give that to one official. They're going to give it to. Now they're going to change the call and give it to Scott County after one official is going to give it to Lexington Catholic. Let's look at that again.
I think it's off Johnson right there. Goes off Luke's foot.
That's Cam Fluker, the sophomore. Boy, he's played well in this tournament. Fluker comes over to Williams, back in there. 10-6. 2:07 to go in the first period of the 11th Region Championship. Gary Ball with Donnie Atkins, William Warfield.
Nice
Wide open
pass.
down low. Williams off glass, good again. Second basket for Lorenzo. And the lead is the biggest that Scott County has enjoyed. 12-6, they lead by 6.
Nice pass by Rob.
Luke Johnson to Keegan Bailey to Johnson. Johnson going baseline, dumps it back out now to Zan Payne to Bailey. Over the corner to Luke Johnson. Johnson goes baseline, throws it up, and he traveled with it. Yep,
he did.
To turn it over to Scott County.
Gary, I think that's about 6 or 7 turnovers. 6 for Lexington Catholic right there in the first quarter.
Yeah, and only 1 for Scott County. Cooper Robb bounces out to Marino. Marino stops from 10, off the mark. Nice rebound, though, by Javen Harden, man. But he loses the ball. Robb turns and scores. Cooper Robb, Johnny on the spot. Wow. I mean, you got the ball. You could have cut it down to 4. They turn around and lay one in. They're back up 8. Scott County's biggest lead. Johnson. He's going to be bumped by Marino. That's 2 on Michael Marino.
Just not a real smart play there, Gary. All he had to do was just not reach.
Coach, he's pleading his case with Billy Hicks to leave him in the game with those 2 fouls. I mean, you got 2 in the first period. You almost have to take him out. Well, if he gets his 3rd, that could be the story of this game. If he would pick up his 3rd even early in the second, right?
Yes.
Much less here in the first period. Bailey to the basket. Dumps it over to Sparkman. Over to Payne. Payne goes baseline on Marino. Throws it up. No. Rebounded by Lorenzo Williams. Williams for the Cardinals. They lead at 14-6. Cooper Robb looking toward the bench. Angles right side on Johnson. Allen to Fluker. Down low, Marino. Marino left side, put it up. No, there, but it's tapped up. Allen gives it over to Robb. He goes deep from 3, off the mark, and Keegan Bailey can't handle it. And out of bounds it goes. I'm going to say Marino touched it. They're going to give it to Lexington Catholic. I don't know what it is, but Lexington Catholic players cannot hold on to the basketball right now. It's like a hot potato or something.
I think if I were Coach Hicks, I might get Marino out this last 32 seconds, Gary, just to take from getting that.
No, Marino, foul. I'm telling you, Coach.
I know it.
Marino went over there and said, Coach, do not take me out.
Sometimes you have to be the adult in that situation.
I know what you're saying, Coach. Your player had already been over the bench by Donnie Atkins. 21 seconds. Johnson spinning. Ball knocked away. That's going to be a reaching foul on Fluker.
Yep.
So that is going to be the 6th team foul already against Scott County in the first period. So Lex Catholic possibly get back in this thing from the free throw line.
Yes, sir.
We get Blake Scott, the three-point artist, up off Salzman bench. He already hit a three in this game. Going out will be Javen Harden. 19.2 seconds, 14-6. Kick it in the corner. Blake Scott thought about it. Now hands it to Luke Johnson. Luke, double teamed by Rob. He bounces to Blake Scott. He's open from NBA three, and that's an air ball. Didn't even draw iron on that.
And Scott County will get the last shot, maybe.
Keegan Bailey's going to come in. Rob already got the inbound pass. Cooper, quick pace. Right side, knock Price. Gets it out top. Here is a shot by Allen. Won't go. Rebounded by Payne. That's going to do it for the first quarter of action. Well, Coach, we had a lot of blood on the floor.
A lot of blood and sweat. Gary, I can tell you what, both of these teams giving it all right now. Great ball game.
14-6. We'll be back on Prepsman, the White Grill Maggard Game of the Week.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
You can tell, look at his lips flowing. Look at Johnson's lips.
17-12 at halftime. Covington Catholic up in the 9th region leads in their game against a good Cooper team. That's a brutal half, 17-12. We got 14-6 here.
Oh, what a kick.
Ball kicked there, and it'll go back to Scott County. Thanks to our good friend Randy Wilson up there in that 9th region of that game between Cooper and Covington Catholic. Here at Scott County and Lexington Catholic. Gary Ball with Donnie Atkins, William Warfield, and Rebecca Cook and Darren Douglas. Out top with it is Michael Marino. Marino over the long, back to Cooper Robb. Scott County's going to be very patient with this possession. That's Allen. Goes over to Marino. Marino penetrates. In the corner, Robb's three off the mark. Good backside rebound. They kick it back to Williams. Out top to Long. Here's a three. Off the iron, no, and pulled out of there finally for T.C. Price and Lexington Catholic. Let's look at the rebounding, Coach. And the rebounding, it is a 10 to 10.
Yeah, it's the turnovers, Gary.
Luke Johnson floater rolls off, and Whitman tried to go up over Marino. He throws a long pass, stolen by Price. Price reached up, kicks it deep. Luke Johnson, who can't handle the pass, out of bounds. Keegan Bailey was also open on the right side. Yep. Might have thought about going over there. Inbound to Robb. Gives it to Michael Marino. Long, Bryce. He thought about it. You know, he's so far in this game, he's hit one three-pointer. It's the only shot he's hit.
Oh, we had him down in there.
Marino battling. Fade away. Whitman there. Good shot by Michael Marino. That's his second basket. And, man, he had to put a lot of arc on that, as you said, Coach, to get it up over top of 6'7" Peter Whitman. And Brandon Salzman wants a timeout. And he is livid at one of the officials. He is livid. 6:38 to go in the first half. 16-6. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. Whitaker Bank, Rafferty's, UK, Raising Cane, Central Bank, All Sports. Here's that play again to Marino. What a shot by the sophomore.
Fall away jumper. Boom. Nice shot. Little reverse pivot there.
One of the best sophomores in the state, no doubt about it. There's Coach Salzman. And what's got his dander up so much over there?
Well, I don't know if he thought there was a foul and that on Marino push off or what, but young man pivoted away from him. I don't know how you can call a foul.
And Marino's got two. Remember, his next will be his third.
Yep.
So his next foul will be his third foul. 10-point lead for the Scott County Cardinals out of Georgetown. And I tell you what, Coach, look at this crowd in here. Man,
nice.
Behind us is full. I don't know if you saw that, but directly behind us, it's packed. Really good crowd over on the far way, too. Let's kind of a mixture over there, isn't it? A Scott County and Catholic fans. Johnson backdoor to Payne, and he tries to go over, lost it. Keegan Bailey out top to Price. He stops from the free throw line. No. Catholic a little tight on their shots right now, just 2 for 10 from the field.
And Watts came back in, start the quarter.
Williams gives it back to Long. Yeah, Cooper Watts back in there with those 2 fouls as well. 6:08, low-scoring affair here up at the 9th region. Covington Catholic 17, Cooper 12. Low-scoring affair up there.
Oh, had him open on the cut. Just didn't get it to him.
Williams bounces to Rob. He's going to scoop, and it goes in, and they'll count the basket. Rob will just look up at his teammates and smile because he knew that was a gift. Woo.
They're just running that circle off that high pick right there. Watch, Gary. First one's open. Nope, not that one. Now this one. And he takes it right up. Missed it.
Price to the basket. Tries to bank it in, draws the foul. And that will send Price to the line. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called. And it's going to go. Let's see who they.
I think it was on number 2.
Yeah, they called that on Long. So you got Long with 2, Cooper Watts with 2, and Michael Marino with 2, Coach.
Yep.
For Scott County. Also the bonus now, but also Price is shooting 2. Price, a good free throw shooter. That's his 3rd point.
And for Lexington Catholic, number 14, Max Sparkman checks in for Zan Payne.
Price got them both. TC.
Lexington Catholic picking up 1-2-2 press.
Rob quickly in the front court, in the middle to Michael Marino. Pass goes to Williams, and he scoops it up and in from the left side. Lorenzo Williams.
Nice pass by Marino.
Yeah. Johnson dribbles the ball off his foot.
Turnover.
Luke Johnson struggling with that cut lip. You can see he's really bothered by that lip with the stitches in it. Johnson has not scored in this one. And the game early in the year when they played, he had 25 points.
Yep. Got a timeout, full
20
timeout.
days. We'll step out here, full timeout on Prep Spin. Scott County by 12.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
The only thing Scott County hasn't done is shoot free throws. They're 1 of 5 at the line, whereas Catholic's 3 of 4, but they're 9 of 22 from the field. Coach, that's only 41%, yeah. But look at Catholic. 18% from the field on 2 of 11.
But 9 turnovers, Gary.
Yeah, when you're shooting 19%, you got 9 turnovers, and it's still 5.5 before the first half, you're going to be down by 12. Probably should be down more.
Yep. Scott County's missed, what, at least, I don't know what their foul shots are. 1 for 5 from the foul line.
Yeah, I mentioned that they're struggling from the line. There's Long going baseline. Long out to Michael Marino. Marino, he had a double-double against Catholic in that meeting earlier in the year. Back to Marino. He thought about a 3, moves in, jumps it up, and tries to bank it in, no, and tapped around. Bryce Long comes up with it. Powered, no. There's Watson. Keegan Bailey battling there, and Cooper Watts is going to go to the line.
Nice offensive glass work by Scott County, keeping the ball alive, keeping it up on the board till they can get a hold of it. Watts finally does, comes up and shoots it, gets fouled, and go to the line to shoot 2.
Watts is the lunch pail player. He's got 3 rebounds, and that was an offensive rebound. The free throw is good. Cooper also a member of their football team, really good football player in Scott County, and an outstanding student. We had him on the Scholastic Ball Report earlier in the year, and it's like a 4.0 student. Yep. Nice kid.
On the line to shoot him.
Nice
Second
young
one.
man.
Makes
Watch.
them both.
Wow, Scott County 22, Lexington Catholic just 8 points. Zan Payne has 1 point, and Luke Johnson has not scored. Johnson's got it left side. Runs into a player, won't go, and Watts taps it out. They're going to say that
Whitman
Lexington
hit it.
Catholic's Whitman tapped it out last. .450 to play in the first half.
2-2-1, three-quarter press, just trying something different.
Watts, and they say he
Well,
traveled. He tried to
did.
pick his pace up and get it over the line and get it to his teammate, but I guess he shoveled his pivot foot as he was trying to do that.
Yep.
That's Keegan Bailey. Gets it into Javen Harden. They need to get Johnson some looks, but Lorenzo Williams has been all over him,
He's doing
Coach.
a good job.
Keegan Bailey to Javen Harden. Gets a pick from Whitman. Harden into the basket. Kicks it over to Payne. Goes to Luke Johnson. Johnson shovels it over to Whitman, and he lays it up and in. Now that's
Nice ball
a good
movement.
basketball. Yeah, great ball movement. Long, stops, off glass. Won't go, and that's tapped around, and Williams gets it. Lorenzo hands it to Rob. Over to Williams. Down low goes Watts with the left hand, lays it up and in.
Nice cut by Watts off the backside. His teammate found him. Little layup.
24-10. Scott County by 14. Luke Johnson across on Lorenzo Williams, who's been outstanding on the All-State Johnson. Johnson floater, no. Rebounded by Rob. Rob hands it to Rob. You don't think about it as Scott County players are always looking up floor for that long pass, aren't they?
Yep.
As soon as they get here's Rob, a three. That won't go. Flying in Williams. Payne taps it around, and we're going to have, if that foul goes on Watts, that'll be his third.
It's on Williams. 33. Then he reached out, grabbed his arm.
No, they called the third on Watts, as I said.
Is that
So
right?
that's 3 on Watts.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
Williams
because I was just
reaching
going
in
by the way
underneath.
Cooper Watts was reacting. Like, man, you called that foul on me? A lot of times you just look at that player and he'll tell you. So that's 3 on Watts. The lead is 14 for Scott County.
I don't think he was even close to the ball, but there you go.
Harden. Things just aren't going Lexington Catholic's way right now, is it?
What? Oh, we got it bleeding again? Nope. I guess he thought he was bleeding again, so they were going to make it sure.
Keegan Bailey out. Blake Scott in. 24-10. Coach Atkins, what does Lexington Catholic need to do here in these last 3:35 to make this thing manageable in the second half?
Just kind of try to chip away, get stops on the defensive side, and then execute offensively. You know, they're just turning the ball over too much.
Get it down to single digits, I think would be key. Long, thought about that long three, gives to Rob. Rob, back to Lorenzo Williams. The job he's done on
defense on
Luke Johnson has just been spectacular. Luke Johnson hasn't got any good looks in this game. As a matter of fact, if you look at Luke Johnson, 0 for 3 from the field, 3 turnovers. 24-10, 3:02. Long goes baseline, runs over top of Payne. That's going to be a charge. A good call. Ran right over top of him. Payne was established. Look at that again. See Payne's right there, established outside that.
It doesn't make any difference in high school.
Exactly, but he's outside of it
Outside
anyway.
the arc anyway.
Practice it for college. He's getting ready for the next level. 2:57, and that's going to be, by the way, that's 3 on Long, the sharpshooter. 24-10. Scott County's going to have some kids in foul trouble in the second half.
Yes, sir.
Johnson trying to go
off
to
Whitman
off his hands, and
Coach Hicks up off the bench calling play number 5. Let's see what this is.
I'm trying to figure out what Lexington Catholic team this is. This isn't a team I've seen all year.
No.
Like, man, it's like they can't catch the ball or something. 24-6. Of course, it is a regional championship, so I understand. A little tight.
Scott County is going to make Catholic come out and guard him a little bit instead of laying back in that zone.
Fluker. Yep, they're going to run some clock. They got a 14-point lead, and they're going to say come out and spread it. To Marino, also a good ball handler. Sophomore, boy, he'll get a lot of colleges for his services. He already looks like a college player to me. The way he handles himself out there, Coach. 2 minutes. Over to Allen, to Cooper Rob. Rob back to Marino. T.C. Price trying to check in at the next dead ball, which might be a while while they're taking the air out of it here. Minute 47. Scott County by 14.
Playing just a little keep away right now.
Robb penetrates, scoops.
Nope.
Won't go rebounded by Payne. Hand it to Luke Johnson.
Run all that clock and take that shot. Not smart.
Over goes to Harden. He lost the handle. Robb dropped it, knocked it away from him. Here's Robb going on Payne. Scoops it up, no, and we're going to have a blocking foul on Payne. So Robb will go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws where he is just 1 of 5 from there tonight from the line.
5 on Payne, or 3 on Payne.
But listen to this game for Robb. Even though he's only 1 of 5 at the line, 7 points, 5 steals, 4 assists, and a couple of rebounds.
Knocks that foul shot down.
So 2 for 6 now at the line, 8 points. TC Price has 4 to lead Lexington Catholic, as we said.
Marino checks out.
Short. Luke Johnson averages 23 points a game. Comes over to Price. Price back to Luke Johnson. Has it knocked away. Robb, another steal. Cooper Robb runs over the player. They're going to call a charge on Robb as he hits the floor hard.
All he has to do is take it right up there and shoot a little bank shot. That's twice he's just taken it too far.
That's on Robb. That's his first.
I think, yeah.
I think all the players that are in foul trouble are on the bench right now.
Yeah.
For Scott County. Luke Johnson gives it back to Javen Harden. 56 seconds to go. Lexington Catholic only 10 points here in the first half. Scott County 25. They lead by 15. Harden. Sparkman. Harden being dogged there by Fluker. Bad pass to Johnson. Goes it behind Luke Johnson. Out of bounds turnover, and that is going to be turnover number 12. 13 now. 13 turnovers. Let's look at the rebounding. 20 rebounds to 15. So a +5 in rebounding and a +8 in turnovers by Catholic.
Scott County should hold for the one shot.
But they play it in 2 halves, Coach. That's why they play basketball in 2 halves. It's not been the best half for either ball club, but Catholic has certainly struggled this half with their superstar Luke Johnson not even scoring yet. Robb with 10 seconds. Robb bounces in the middle to Covington. Covington's shot won't go and gets it back, blocked by Whitman. Called a foul.
Not worried about the foul so much as the defensive board that they just let happen right there.
Covington got his own miss.
Did, yeah.
So Glenn Covington missed the free throw. That's the only thing they're not doing well tonight.
Yeah,
they're
4
for 10, I believe.
4 for 10 right now,
from
yeah.
the line, 4 for 10. But they're up 15 points. Missed it. Reed stuck back to Allen, though, rebounded. And that's going to do it for the first half. And Lexington Catholic's going to go to the locker room and say, well, let's forget about that half. 25-10 here at halftime as Scott County leads Lexington Catholic. And, Coach, that was not a pretty half.
No, Terry. I mean, Lexington Catholic threw the ball all over the gym. Scott County took advantage of some of the opportunities. Some of the opportunities they didn't. Had some foul shots that they're only 4 for 11 from the foul line. And I tell you, that could come back to haunt them down the stretch here a little bit.
We'll be back.
Gotta make foul shots. Big games.
Darren Douglas will give you the halftime here. 25-10. Scott County by 15, leading Lex Cath here at the boys 11th regional tournament in front of a great crowd. We'll be back here to McBrayer Arena after this timeout.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
At Raising Raising Canes, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Canes, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 4 Lexington area locations.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and Prep Spin.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it.
You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man.
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more. So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
This is Oscar Cole.
Michael Marino stops, 14-footer, good. Knocked away by Watts, picked up by Sparkman. Out to Scott, lets a 3 go, bullseye. I'm feeling it tonight, 3-2. Long says, give me the ball, and he knocks it down.
The 3.
So Long behind everybody, missed the layup. And Scott rebounds, and I think Long on frustration going to reach in and foul him. So Long picks up the foul. Cooper Robb comes out of there with it. Robb on Scott, dumps it over, off glass, laid in by Williams. Johnson lobs to Payne. Price with Scott out in front of him. TC to the basket, lays it up and in. What a great move by TC Price.
Took him hide the ball, Gary, put it on his side.
Folding his arms over there, coach. Allen, Long fakes, goes in on Payne, falls down, dumps it to Robb. He turns and nice touch. Basket crossing over off glass, no. Battling in is Williams, and down in the other end, coach. I think they're going to give that to one official. They're going to give it to Gary Ball with Donnie Atkins, William Warfield. Wide open down low. Williams off glass, good again. Mark, nice rebound, though, by Javen Harden, man. But he loses the ball. Robb turns and scores.
Had him down in there.
Marino battling, fade away. Whitman there, good shot by Michael Marino. That's his second scoring affair up there.
Had him open on the cut, just didn't get it to him.
Williams bounces to Robb. He's going to scoop, and it goes in, and they'll count the basket. In the middle to Michael Marino. Pass goes to Williams, and he scoops it up and in from the left side. Over to Payne. Goes to Luke Johnson. Johnson shovels it over to Whitman, and he lays it up and in. Now that's
nice ball
a good
move.
basket. Over to Williams. Down low goes Watts with the left hand, lays it up and in.
Nice cut by Watts off the backside.
Playing it up there. Back to McBray Arena in Alumni Coliseum on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University. The boys 11th region championship game has reached the halfway point, and right now it's all Cardinals, 25-10 over Lexington Catholic in the first half. A lot of storylines and notes to follow, Coach Don Atkins, and one is all of us here on Press Row are trying to figure out how Whitman got cut above the eye for Lexington Catholic, and Luke Johnson with a bloody lip. We're trying to figure out where it came from. None of us, and we've got some pretty good eyesight over here. None of us saw.
Yeah.
We couldn't even pick it up on replays.
No, it's one of those things. You turn, you bump into somebody, you turn, you duck your head on a rebound or something, and you just meet an arm or an elbow or something like that, and that skin right there above the eye is so short anyway and so small and tender. It just cut like that and bleed really, really bad. And then Johnson's mouth, where that came from, nobody knows, because it wasn't a play like on the ball or anything. So off the ball, was he involved in a collision or something like that? Don't know. But the story is turnovers.
Turnovers, 13 for Catholic in the first half, only 5 for Scott County. Right now the Cardinals are being led in scoring by Cooper Robb with 8 points, 6 points for Lorenzo Williams, who we thought might be a dark horse, one of those three at that third score. 4 points for Michael Marino and Cooper Watts, and 3 points for Bryce Long, who has not shot the ball well. Bryce has, and he's 1 of 7, 1 of 2 from behind the arc. Cooper Robb hadn't shot very well either. 3 of 8 on the night, 0 of 3 from behind the arc, and an 85% foul shooter on the season. He's 2 of 7.
Yeah. And the story is those turnovers in Lexington Catholic. Scott County's playing excellent defense on the ball. Williams is just really on Johnson. He picks him up full court and just really keeping pressure on him and making him work for everything he's got. He's only, I think, taken 1 shot, hasn't he?
Taking 3 and missed them all.
Missed all shots, so he's over 3 and he has 5 turnovers. So, he's really trying to force things there a little bit instead of letting the game come to him. Maybe working off a pick or something, trying to get an outside shot going, getting to the foul line, and maybe making a foul shot or two to try to get that wheel turning in the right direction.
Not a lot happening for Lexington Catholic. Zan Payne has 3. T.C. Price has 3. 4 points for T.C. Price. Only 1 point for Zan Payne, 2 for Peter Whitman, and 3 for Blake Scott. The rebounds. 2 storylines I talked about was the scoring and then the turnovers, but let's add a third one. Could play big down the stretch of this one. Neither team really going to their bench very deeply in the first half. Zan Payne, the biggest one on Catholic right now, he has 3 personal fouls. 3 for Cooper Watts and Bryce Long on the Scott County side of things. That could play big into things because right now Catholic's only gotten to the free throw line 5 times. They've hit 3 of them. Scott County's been there 11 times, but they've only made 4. So that could be big. Scott County has a big lead right now. However, foul shooting could come into play in this thing.
Could very well, Darren. Always in big games, you got to step the line and hit your foul shots. It extends, it gives you that cushion or keeps that cushion out there. When you get the opportunity, you've got to knock it down. The team's making a run at you, you go to the foul line to either keep that cushion or extend it, and you've got to be able to sit up there and hit those foul shots. You got to make the team. It's about making what I used to call team foul shots now. It's not about Johnny making that foul shot. It's about Johnny making it for the team. So that's how I kind of stress things, and we work on it in practice. Shoot them when you're tired and put a little pressure on. Say, hey, do this, we get a drink. You don't do it, we get to practice a couple more hours. No.
Hey, back in the days, you could do that. Now you can probably practice for another 15 minutes and be okay. But that being said, Coach, we called a game here back, I guess it was the first round of the tournament. I believe it was the LCA Madison Central game, the last game of the boys' opening round. And Central, from the last minute and a half, stepped up 8 for 8 from the foul line. That is what wins you games. You win by 1, but it doesn't matter.
It's those foul shots. If you don't hit those, you lose. So, Scott County's coming back out here maybe a little bit early. I don't know what Billy normally does, but they're coming out maybe to get some shots up. They'll start hitting from the outside. Marino has 2. Watts has 3. Long has 3 for Scott County. That could play with those people having to sit down some in the second half. Zan Payne
has
Catholic has 3, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nobody else has, I think, over
1. Price has 1, Bailey has 1, and Sparkman has 1.
Yeah.
Of course, Johnson and Whitman have 0 fouls, but they were on the sideline for a little bit of the first half there due to those cuts and things. But You know, the thing is, we touted this as maybe a high-scoring ball game. Neither team has played they both played their style of ball. The problem is they're not making shots on Scott County's end because they only had 5 turnovers in the first half. The second thing is Catholic's turned the ball over too much. They've only gotten 14 shots up.
Yeah, and Darren, again, cutting down on those fouls, cutting down on those turnovers. You know, they're very capable of going on a 10-0 run on you real quick. So you got to be able to take care of the basketball and make sure that doesn't happen. Make good shots, take care of the basketball. That's what Scott County has to do to continue this lead.
Well, and the thing is, we sit here and we look at this arena. It is almost packed to the rafters here tonight. Just a few little sections here, there, and everywhere. But if you haven't made it over, we're glad you're along with us on the Prep Spin Network, watching this with us. We wish you were here, but we're glad you're at home or at work or wherever you might be catching all the action here. Catholic just not coming back out on the floor, and you and I pointed something out off the air as we were going into the halftime show here. Brandon Salzman is walking a very short line. He has really been on the officials since about the midway point of the second quarter, really hard. He has got his warning, so that'd be something else to watch as well. I understand what Brandon's trying to do. He's trying to get some extra calls for him, his team, and working them, but that could work against your team too. I mean, if you get a technical foul, sometimes we've seen it work both ways. Put your team on the run, sometimes it kind of shuts them down.
And really, you don't want to do it when you have the opportunity with the basketball.
Right.
I mean,
it takes it away from you.
It takes it away from you real quick. So it's kind of like, you know, I want them to understand that I'm not satisfied with the job they're doing, but at the same time, I can't take something away from my team or that hurts my team in that situation.
Real quickly, Coach, we're about 2.5 minutes away from starting the second half. Give me a key to both sides to win this thing.
Lexington Catholic has to quit turning the ball over. They've just got to stop doing that. They can't come out of here and have 13 again in the second half.
Right.
They've got to go 5 or less in the half.
Gotcha.
That's the key. Then they've got, when they get down there, they got to make open shots. I mean, they got to work. They got to be patient. They don't force things. Just be patient. Run your offense. Get the best shot you can get, and just chip away. You want to, you're down 15. Can you get it below 10?
And it could be a lot worse than 15.
Oh, yeah. Can you get it down below 10 going into the fourth quarter? If you do, there's an opportunity there that you can still win the ball game. If not, that fourth quarter is going to be a stretch because Coach Hicks is a pretty smart guy. He's been around a while. He knows what to do when you get a lead, and you know how to win ball games.
And you saw that towards the end of the second quarter.
Yeah.
What's Scott County have to do to win this thing?
Continue to do what they're doing defensively, keep pressure on the ball. That leads to the turnovers. That leads to their fast break points. Be smarter on the defensive end. By that I mean not reach fouls that could take Marino and Long out of the ball game for an extended period of time.
I was going to say, I've been around Coach Billy Hicks and Brandon Salzman a lot. I can hear Billy now in the locker room. Quit fouling. Just that simple.
Yeah.
The man of few words. He will mince no words.
Exactly.
Quit fouling.
Exactly.
Well, Coach, I've enjoyed my halftime with you here, buddy.
All righty.
Second half action getting ready to start here. Gary Ball back with the Coach Don Atkins on the Prep Spin Sports Network.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims & Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
And we're back for the second half. Coach, I'm sure you and Darren Douglas talked about it, but Lexington Catholic needs a really good start to the second half to kind of prove to themselves that they're much better than what they put out on the floor in that first half, because that was not the Lexington Catholic team I've seen all year.
Both teams, Gary, going with the starting lineups back in. We're ready to play. It's to be Lexington Catholic's ball to start the second half.
It'll be Scott, Price, Johnson, Payne, and Whitman. We'll check Scott County after this possession by the Knights. Lexington Catholic down 15. Earlier tonight, Cooper beat Covington Catholic. So Covington Catholic, one of the favorites, knocked out of the regional tournament.
Well, they lost a point guard too, didn't they, Gary?
Here's a steal by Marino. Another turnover, 14 now. Marino to the basket, and he traveled with it. Kind of turned his ankle a little bit too. So
Did something. I don't know what he did. Just looked
awkward.
He looked weird right there, didn't he? All he had to do was just kind of stop and pull up and get a 3-on-1 going maybe.
Robb, Long, Watts,
Another
Marino,
turnover.
and Williams.
I think that's 14. They didn't put it up, but that was a turnover.
Luke Johnson, he's going to try to get on track, I'm sure. Unable to score in that first half. Johnson down the middle, goes in, throws it high, goes in on Marino, and foul's going to be on Marino. That'll be his third.
That's the foul that I, as a coach, Gary, always hated, because the person that's creating the contact is the offensive player, not the defender. He's just standing there waiting on him.
That's the first point of this game for Luke Johnson, who averages 23, 24, one of the top scorers in the region.
Maybe that'll get him off the hook a little bit.
So Luke with 2 points, 25-12. Lead cut to 13. Scott County's Robb dumps it over to Watts. Cooper bounces back to Robb. Robb working on Scott. Cooper Robb, 7:03. Goes out top. Here's a steal by Johnson. Marino's on him, but Johnson knows he's got 3 fouls and lays it up and in. Here come the Knights.
Coach Hicks wants a timeout.
Yep, Billy Hicks calling for timeout. His team didn't see him, and the officials see him. And a 4-0 run here by Lex Cath, and they've cut it to 11, 25-14. Luke Johnson. A little bitty mini run here. Was that a 30-second?
30-second timeout.
30 second.
Yeah.
We'll keep it right here. Look at some numbers, Coach. Boy, I tell you, Luke Johnson did a great job as stepping into that passing lane.
Anticipating that pass and shooting the gap and getting the steal and going down and getting the layup. Marino could do nothing about it. If he has 3 fouls, he had to let him go by. As we come out of the huddle, again, Darren and I talked about this going into the game, or going into starting the second half. Cath is very capable of going on that 10-0 run.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Lex Cath trying to get back in it, and we'll give you some scores from around the area from some other games as we get toward the end of this game. And Coach, the girls' Sweet 16, did you and Darren talk about that already?
No, I just talked about this game basically.
Gets underway Wednesday. Franklin County won this region. We got the MVP of that tournament, Rebecca Cook, working with us tonight. Here's Long, deep three, high archer, short, pulled out of there by Whitman. You know, we said right before half, that's why they play basketball in halves. Scott to Payne. Payne to the basket, throws it up, no. Cooper Watts battling, and they say knocked out by Whitman.
Scott County's taking 2 bad shots, Gary.
Robb, long pass to Williams. Williams back to Watts. Back to Lorenzo. 6:18 here in the third. Scott County's not scored yet here in the second half, whereas Luke Johnson has 4 in a row here for Lex Cath. His only 4 points of the game for the Luke Johnson. Williams maneuvering, stops, open from 15, back of the rim. No, there's Payne battling, but tapped around. And Cooper Watts comes out of there with it. Here's a scoop, down low to Marino, reverses it, puts it in, he's fouled. He will get the soup and the sandwich.
Nice move by Williams there, drawing the defense and then passing it to his teammate. Good hustle on the glass on the offensive end by Scott County right there, Gary.
And one thing, Donnie, you got to say about Marino, when he gets a hold of the ball, he's got strong hands.
He's going to control it.
Knocks down the free throw. 3-point play. Lead back to 14, 28-14, 5:54 to go in this third quarter. Winner moves on to take on the 12th region at the Whitaker Bank Boys Sweet 16 next week. It's underway on the 15th. And the 11th region, do they play that night or Thursday? To the basket, Johnson! What a scoop, circus shot by Luke Johnson. Robb, but he's going to be fouled by Scott as he slowed down. Cooper Robb felt the pressure coming from the backside, slowed down, and that slowing of his tempo. Scott, as we see, what a shot here by Johnson, Coach, as we take a look at that again by Johnson.
He might have got away with a little walk there, Gary, on that Euro step that they don't really let you not do in high school.
28-16. Johnson has 6 here in the third quarter. Lead is a dozen for Scott County out of Georgetown. To Long. Bryce. To Watts. Cooper hands it to Rob. Rob faking down low to Watts. Blocked away by Whitman. And a late call. Little delayed call, and they call a foul on Whitman. I didn't mind the calling it a foul, but it's just the
lateness of it.
Tardy of the whistle, yeah.
That's only two. That's the first foul on Whitman. Or no.
Free throw missed by Watts. We take a look at that again. That was all ball.
Yep.
On the replay. Nope. Watts missed them both. Williams rebounds, but he throws it out to Long and throws it out of bounds. Give it to Catholic. You know, if Catholic would knock down a three here, we'd have a single-digit ball game. As bad as Lexington Catholic has looked in that first half, they're looking much better here in the start of this second half. They've outscored the Cardinals.
Oh, turnover.
Rob to the basket, blocked by Luke Johnson. Coming out there with it, Price, strong move to the basket, throws it up and draws the foul on Long.
That should be 4, I think, on Long. Yes.
So Long has picked up his 4th. He'll definitely have to go to the bench with 4:47 to go in the third. And Coach Wilhite telling Billy Hicks that he's got 4 now. And here comes, you don't lose a whole lot with a young man checking in there, though, Cam Fluker. Price knocks down the free throw. And let's look at free throw shooting in this game. Catholic free throw shooting, they are 4 of 6. And Scott County 4 of 11. Price got them both. 10-point ball game. They were down 15 at half, so they've cut that by 5 with 4:44 to go here. And remember, these two teams played earlier, and Lexington Catholic won by 4. Marino stops from about 15, got it.
Ooh, that's a pretty shot right there, Gary.
That's a player right there knowing his team needs him to step up, knock down a jump shot, and that's exactly what Michael Marino did. Luke Johnson spinning. Out top to Payne, over to Price. Price fakes. Now puts down the dribble on Rob with 4:15 in the third. Goes down to Payne. Payne working on Watts. Powers it off glass. No, Cooper Watts hits the ground floor hard, and traveling called on Watts as he and Payne went down hard. Take a look at that again.
I don't know about that. I think Watts had the ball, and Payne might have got away with a little foul over the back.
Scott County comes out of there with it. Rob. Cooper on Javen Harden. Cooper Watts. 3:57 in the third.
Get that there to Marino.
Rob bounces to Marino. Goes in on Whitman, and we're going to have a push on Whitman. That'll be 2 on Peter.
Yep.
Of course, he took a shot early in the game and lost some blood. It was coming. And Luke Johnson had to get stitches. We don't know how many stitches he had in his mouth, I believe, or lip. Williams out to Fluker. Fluker fakes, jumps it over to Marino. Back to Fluker. You know, they list him at 5'9", Fluker, but
I don't think he's made that yet, Gary.
I think he's more like 5'6", 5'7".
And a foul on Harden with the body.
That's already against Lexington Catholic. 5 team fouls, just 2 against Scott County. Rob off glass, knocks it down. Rob now the first player in double digits with 10. That's going to be over in the back call. That's Fluker.
I think Fluker's foot caused that to go in back court, Gary. I think the official missed that one right there.
So Fluker, that's what Harden tried to tell him. Pass to Fluker, faking the shot deep out of the corner. Comes back to Rob. Rob stops from about 19. Got it.
That was a 2. And we're talking timeout, full timeout, Lexington Catholic.
And the lead is 16 for Scott County after Lex Cath got it to 10. 28-18. It's been a 6-0 run here. And there's Rob taking it strong to the basket off glass, showing his versatility. And then coming down the other way, losing hard, and then knocking down about an 18-foot jump shot. So we'll be back here on Prep Spin with more. 34-18.
The numbers.
Scott County by 16.
Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve. There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
My tax refund.
As from around the state, Mayfield in the first region, they beat Paducah-Tillman 75-54, and Christian County won big, 73-39. Bowling Green, a big winner. We'll give you some other scores after this possession. Johnson on Williams, over goes to Bailey, out top. Price's three, got it! Great kick out there by Johnson, nearly a steal in backcourt. Whistle a foul called on Price. It was just felonies. Now we're getting back to the misdemeanor situation. Adair County over John Hardin in the fifth, 79-67. Collins over Gallatin County, 48-44, and that was in the eighth region. So that's the final, I believe, in the eighth.
Nope. Turnover. Nope. Yes.
Payne's got it. Right side, Luke Johnson. Johnson back to Payne, to Keegan Bailey. Over to Johnson. Watts on him. Here's Johnson. Kicks it over to Price. Lost the handle on it. Maneuvers it to the basket. High archer won't go. Tapped around. Johnson gets it back, and he throws it up. No, partially blocked. Gets it back. Blocked again. And I think Watts that got it? I was blocked by the official.
I think it was blocked by Watts. Somebody says, let's settle this down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Lex Catholic needs a basket here, Coach Atkins. They're down 13 to this Scott County team. Payne to the basket, and Marino just stands his ground and comes out of there with it as Payne lost the ball. Lorenzo Williams back to Marino, 2:07. Seems like Catholic's going to get back in it, and they do stuff like that. Fluker. And he traveled with it, so turn it over to Lex Cath. Let's look at the turnovers right now. 17 turnovers for Lexington Catholic, 11 for Scott County now. That's more turnovers than McGee's Bakery.
Yep.
They got good turnovers there. Try to go there as much as possible. Payne.
Price got it. Nope, too hard.
Go back of the rim. Minute 46 here. Here comes Fluker. Throws it away.
Nope. Still Scott County's ball on the tip.
Minute 37. Marino to Fluker. Fluker penetrating, spinning. Throws it up, blocked by Whitman.
Watts. Nice.
Watts, good pass Marino, and he's going to be fouled.
Marino took it strong to the basket, anticipating the contact. Whitman is foul. Him. Marino will go to the line to shoot two.
Michael Marino. Minute 26 in the third, and Scott County has led from the start.
Got it.
Marino, boy,
he's got a pretty shot.
He does have I was going to say that.
Goodness sakes.
He's got an outstanding stroke.
Great rotation, nice arch.
Lead back to 15. Catholics had their chances in this quarter, Donnie. They just turned it over too much.
Yep.
Backdoor, they go to Johnson. He catches it out to Price. Price penetrating, gets it up, blocked, and went into two Scott County defenders, and they won that battle. And that's going to be a foul on Price.
That's 7 on Catholic, so Scott County will go to the line.
Price has picked up his fourth. That's 4 on Price.
And
18 fouls, just 2 against Scott County.
Rob did not shoot well in the first half from the line. Let's see what he does this half.
Minute 3. Cooper Robb's free throw, missed it. Watts taps it to himself. You know, here's Marino. Good. 3. Scott County just getting all those loose balls. Watts chase that one down. When you're down by double digits, you got to be getting those 50-50 balls. Johnson back to Scott. He slides, throws it over to Johnson. Billy Hicks wanted to travel. Luke Johnson bounces to Payne, and he powers up. No, but he's fouled hard, and looks like he might take a knee to the head. Van Payne, look at that again. Johnson, good penetration.
I think 10. Yeah, he's calling it on 10. Cooper Robb on a foul. Payne will shoot 2.
Zan Payne knocks down the free throw, and he so far just has 3 points, 3 rebounds.
Made them both. Sub for Lexington Catholic. Harden coming in.
34 seconds here. 39-23. Pass to Robb, long pass, Fluker. Back out to Watts. 27 seconds, are up 16, and looks like Billy Hicks is calling for one shot, playing for one. Marino, I don't know, maybe not.
And Harden will shoot bonus. Coach Hicks saying, we're playing one shot, not this shot. Pull it out, do it again. 1-1 for Marino.
Second foul on Harden. Michael Marino, 14 points now for the big fella.
4 for 4 from the line.
Sandra Wickline is watching tonight over in Georgetown. Sandra Wickline and, of course, Anthony, tennis buddy of mine, and it's 40-23, and they're pretty happy right now because their Cardinals lead by 17. I'm sure there's a lot of folks watching over in Georgetown tonight. They missed the free throw, and I'll tell you what, unless Lexington Catholic can come up with a huge fourth quarter, Scott County's going back to the state tournament at Rupp Arena next week. And when they go there, they usually do some damage, don't they, Coach? In the middle, Payne, 15-footer, won't go. There is Whitman rebounding and powering it up, and he's fouled with 2.3, so Whitman can go to the line and cut into that big 17-point lead for the Cardinals. You thought
I think that's third foul on Robb. That could be damaging down the stretch to Scott County. He's the one that handles the ball for him 90% of the time out front, Gary.
Whitman knocks it down. Peter, we hearing anything about where he's going, William? Peter Whitman to college next year? Undecided. Brother Jack plays at William and Mary. Got both free throws. He's a great student, so would not be surprised. Here is Williams throwing it up, hits the rim at the end of the third quarter. We go to the fourth quarter. Lexington Catholic's got a long way to come back. They're down 15 to the Scott County team looking for their 30th win. It is 40-25 Cardinals. We'll return here on Prep for the Mingy Beef Jerky winning coach coming up with Rebecca Cook on the Mingy Beef Jerky postgame show. We'll be back.
This year, it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
All S, all P, all O, R-T-S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and All Sports LEX.
Let's look at the game reset. Michael Marino leads everybody with 15. Cooper Robb has 12. And 9 points for T.C. Price leads Lexington Catholic. Luke Johnson did score 6 in the third after not scoring in the entire first half. And Zan Payne tonight so far has 3 points and 4 rebounds. Robb down to Watts. Watts and Bailey might have got him as he slid by. Keegan Bailey, I think, got him. Personal foul.
Scott County spreading them out, trying to drive against that zone and penetrating and getting shots in under. Now you've got to make foul shots, Gary.
Second on Keegan Bailey. Watts free throw, in and out. I tell you what, if they do get to the state tournament, they better shoot free throws better than 4 for 12.
Yes.
They haven't refreshed.
8 for 20.
8 for 20. That was
8 for 21.
Wow. So that's Lexington Catholic's hope, is that they keep missing free throws.
Yeah.
Hardin, but they got knockdown shots on. This Scott County defense has been stifling. Johnson trying to go down low to Whitman. Gets it to him, Peter. Gives it now to Payne. Payne goes in on Watts. Strong move, and he traveled.
You knew that was coming.
I think they just teed up Brandon Salzman.
Yeah. You knew that was coming.
.7:16 to play, and Brandon Salzman.
Marino's going to the line, shoot the technical.
As you said, Coach, 8 of 21 from the line.
Marino's 4 for 5.
Marino averages 23 points and 10 rebounds. He has 16 points and 4 rebounds.
Scott County gets the ball at half court.
When they get to the state tournament, they're up by 17, 7:16 to play. Number 24 is going to get a lot of attention, isn't he, Coach?
Yes, he is.
And so is number 10, Robb. He's a player, too. Williams is a great defender. He has shut down Johnson. Fluker, long three, off the mark. Hardin wanting to push it out to Johnson. Nice lead pass. Luke to the basket, put it in with a finger roll with the right hand. That's 8 for Johnson. Marino, ball kicked there by Luke Johnson. Luke Johnson, the tape is what? Is that on that upper lip?
It's on the,
got the stitches?
Yeah.
Price checking in, and now he comes in. And Keegan Bailey out.
And we have number 2 checking in for Scott County.
6:50 to play.
Bryce Long checking in.
The winner here gets the 12th region at the Whitaker Bank KHSAA Boys Sweet 16 at Rupp Arena next week. Franklin County girls play Thursday. Ball kicked there by Hardin as Franklin County girls take on Russell County Thursday at 1:30. Clark County plays, I believe, Harlan County, I believe. I had a bracket here. I don't know what happened to it. Had a bracket. Oh, shot won't go, but Payne pulls it out of there. Watts. I'm looking for a bracket that seems to have disappeared. 6:10 to go. 42-27. Marino.
3. Nope.
No good. But they get it back, which has been they've gotten every loose ball.
Yep.
Here's a steal by Payne. Williams, they give to Price. Price, strong move to the basket, won't go. Whitman there follows, and he hurt his wrist, I believe. That's why he couldn't grab that ball. I think Whitman hurt his wrist, Coach.
Yeah.
He couldn't grab the ball because
I think he hit it on the rim when he went by.
He's hurt his wrist.
Or thumb or something.
Whitman's heading over to the bench. Wow, the young man. Whitman's definitely either his thumb or his wrist. and it doesn't look good.
Scott County will shoot 2 from now on, Gary. 10 team fouls on Catholic.
It's like Williams might have got a piece of that. And there you see as Whitman grabs the ball, just can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
44-27, Johnson kicks it over now to Javen Harden. He goes baseline on Marino and powers it up, and then he's fouled by Watts. The basket will count for Javen Harden, his first field goal. And that is going to be the 4th foul on Watts. He joins Bryce Long with 4. Scott in and Keegan Bailey out.
Allen checking in for Scott County.
He said it.
44-29.
Foul on Blake Scott against Catholic.
Rob knocks it down. What a ball game this young man's had. He's not shot free throws well, but he's got 14 points, 7 steals, 4 assists. Missed that free throw, but Marino there to grab another one.
Williams wanted to shoot that one, didn't he?
Scott County. They will play the 12th region winner, and I believe their championship isn't until tomorrow night, right, Donnie?
That's correct.
Rob, and he lost a handle on it to go
Allen.
to Lexington County.
Rob made a great penetration, a great dish to his teammate who just wasn't ready for the ball. That was wide open layup. He catches it.
Javen Harden, after the game, we'll have our post-game show. Mingy Beef Jerky's winning coach and star of the game, Harden. Jumps it back to Blake Scott. He gets a pick. Scott's way out front of 3. Off the iron, no. Tapped up Johnson, no. There's Sam Payne battling, and he's going to be fouled. They're going to call
number 5.
over the back, exactly, and that's going to be on Scott County, and it's going to go against Dakota Allen. It's only the 16th foul, so the next foul will put him in the bonus. Spinning, and Johnson, a hook shot, rolls in with the right hand. Johnson's had a much better second half, Coach. He's got 10 points here in the second half. 12 now make it. 12, 45-31, 4:35. Now top to Rob. Cooper. Hands it now to Williams for Scott County. Over to Bryce Long. He gets out of the double team. Long into the middle. Comes over now right side. Shot won't go. Comes out of there. Boy, Lorenzo's wondering how'd that not go down. I'm wondering how. Here's Johnson bumped there by Williams.
Now he's fouled.
And then now we're going to have a grab there on.
That's a little frustration for missing that layup, huh? Scott County makes a 3 this time, Gary. It becomes a real tight ball game.
Coach, I got news for you, though. The defense that Lorenzo Williams has been playing, that's his first personal foul with 4:12 to play.
That's right. Good defenders don't foul. I mean, they really don't.
Yeah, you're right.
If you're talking about somebody that's a good defender, they don't foul.
Can't get it to go. Out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Lexington Catholic. Good job there by Scott to battle Marino. That was all Blake Scott.
Yeah. Watts in.
Cooper Watts comes in, and
Allen.
Yeah, Dakota Allen goes out. A little confusion there on who was going out of the game for Scott County. Luke Johnson, Payne trying to set a pick. Luke hands it over to Sparkman. Kicks it over to Harden. Harden on Rob. Harden puts it up and picked up by Payne. He throws it up, no, and foul's going to be called. If that goes on Watts, he is fouled out of the ball game.
Yep. It's all about
Cooper
rebounding.
Watts has fouled out with 4 points, but listen to this. Leads everybody. Well, he and Payne with 9 rebounds.
Yeah.
Big fella, 6'5" senior. 45-31, Scott County Cardinals leading, 3:57 here. We go connected by Z. Payne. Payne a junior, he'll be back next year for Lexington Catholic. They've got Hardin back, Payne back. Payne got them both. Sparkman's back. Keegan Bailey's back. Almost a steal, long pass, but catching it is Williams.
Smart young man. Didn't have the numbers, just held it. His teammates came down. Now we're going to set up and do something.
Marino runner blocked by Scott. Whistle foul called on Scott.
Yep, on Blake on the arm. Marino will go to the line to shoot 2.
Blake Scott has picked up the personal. It'll be his 3rd. And, of course, we're in double bonus. Have been some time for Scott County. Marino's free throw rolls. Boy, that
bounced all around, didn't it?
That's what you call the rim was kind. Very kind. Lead is 13 for the Cardinals. Marino missed that one. Rebounded by Payne. He's got 10 rebounds now. Payne to Johnson. Lex Cath, 3:40 to play. They need a couple of triples here. Johnson, floater, no good. Rebounded by Williams for Scott County. Gives to Robb. Robb in the front court. Dribbles it back out now. Gives it over to Marino. To Bryce Long, 3:20. Almost threw it away. Robb out of front midcourt. Strong to the basket. Reverses, no. Rebounded by Sparkman. He gets it out to Payne. Payne wasn't ready for that one. Zan over to Luke Johnson. Johnson works in. Kicks it over to Blake Scott. Lets the 3 rip. Got it.
Timeout. Lexington Catholic.
Makes it a 10-point ball game. But think about it, Don. They need a couple of more of those. They're still down 10 points. 46-36, 3:02 to play. But Blake Scott, good job by penetration there and kick out from Luke Johnson. He found Blake Scott. They're always looking for Blake Scott because that's his spot over there. 46-36. Scott cuts it to 10.
Locally owned and operated since 1972.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
46-36, Donnie, and good job by Johnson to kick that one back to Blake Scott.
Yes.
Scott so far in the ball game has 6 points. He's 2 for 4 behind the arc.
Yep.
As a team, they're 3 for 6, and Blake Scott's hit 2 of them. Here's a steal by Scott. Thought about another 3. He can shoot that from there. He thought about it. Payne going back door to Luke Johnson. Kicks it out to Hardin. Hardin penetrates over to Luke Johnson. He goes baseline, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul called. And if that's on Marino, that'll be his 4th, right?
Yep.
You got it.
1-1? Yes, 1-1.
So that's 4 on Marino. But still one more foul, Coach, before Catholic's in the double bonus. But Luke gets the free throw to roll in there.
There you knew they were going to make a run. It was just a matter of how long it was going to take them to make that run. It was going to be too late, but it's not right now. There's still plenty of time left.
14 now. All 14 of Luke Johnson's points, Coach, in the second half.
Yes.
Had nothing at halftime. 46-38. Catholics got it down to 8. 2:50 to play. Robb. Ball knocked away by Hardin. Out of bounds. Marino. Robb double team. Finally get it to Cooper Robb. Robb across the line. Catholic wanted to shove off there on Cooper Robb. And there's going to be a foul.
And Hardin.
Going to go in Javen Hardin.
Marino goes to the line to shoot 1-1.
Double bonus, so he'll shoot 2.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me.
They've been in double bonus for quite some time. Like I said, Marino. Michael Marino with 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 blocks, couple of steals. Lead back to 10 on Marino's 2 free throws. 48-38.
Team needed him right there.
2:36 here in the game. Johnson angling right side. Luke to the basket. Hanging, throwing it up, and foul. And the foul's going to go against Allen. Allen will pick up his second, and that is shooting. Here we go. Take a look at that again, Coach.
He's shooting 2.
Yeah, he's shooting 2 anyway, but everything from here on will be 2 for
both
Lexington
ways.
Catholic.
Yep.
What a second half by Luke Johnson. 14 points for the senior who's going to Loyola, Maryland. He'll play for G.G. Smith up there, the son of Tubby Smith at Loyola, Maryland. Got a younger brother, Ben, that's an 8th grader coming up, and I'll tell you what, he's going to be an excellent player too.
I'll tell you what, I don't know why Marino's not down underneath the basket here getting ready to box out instead of number 5.
Because he's got 4 fouls maybe?
Yeah, but he's got inside position.
Johnson got it. Luke Johnson with 15 here in the second half. He can make it a 48-40 ball game. And he does.
Marino's taking it out.
2:27 to go in this one, and it's 48-40. A steal here by Catholic and a bucket. This thing would get very interesting the last couple of minutes. Marino the trigger. Throws it high to Long. Bryce to the basket. Throws it up and in. What a shot by Long.
Just attacked Zan Payne right there and made the little floater.
50-40. Luke in the corner to Harden. Scott is
drive. He needs to drive.
Yep.
He's got Marino on him. He just needs to drive to the basket.
Got 4 fouls. Crossover. Kicks it over to Blake Scott. Payne, he's going to line up the 3.
Nope.
No good, but Harden's going to rebound it. Catholic gets it back under 2 minutes now. Harden to the basket. Won't go. Tapped up. Payne, no. Tapped up, no. And battle for it. And they're going to say out of bounds. Last touch
Payne
by Catholic. And Lexington Catholic doesn't believe it. Let's look at that again. Yeah, Payne hit it out last on the replay. Sure did. Hit it with his right hand. Long pass to Long. 148. Bryce back to Cooper Robb. To Michael Marino. 50-40. Scott County, just a minute 40 to go. The winner goes to the Whitaker Bank HSAA Boys Sweet 16. Robb to the basket. Throws it up. It rolls out, but he's fouled. Robb, had that gone in, it would have counted. Woo. That would have brought the Scott County fans on.
Wouldn't it?
Would have brought the house down.
Young man needs to make foul shots here, Gary. That's what it's about down the stretch in the last 2 minutes.
16 of 31.
Made him.
17 of 32 for Scott County from the line, whereas Lex Catholic 17. Yeah, that's kept them somewhat in the game, although they're down 11 right now with just a minute 34.
Made them
down
both.
a dozen now. 52-40. Here comes
Catholic
Luke Johnson.
Score this time.
Johnson gets it back now to Sparkman. Harden bounces to Payne. Back to Harden. He thought about it. Over to Luke Johnson. Johnson, little dipsy-do. Put it up and in, Luke Johnson.
Timeout.
Great second half by Johnson, but Luke not looking for those threes. He's looking to maneuver.
30-second timeout. Stay here with 1:14 to go.
And Johnson with 18 points in the second half, Coach Atkins. He has 18, but Michael Marino, the big story, he has 20.
17 for Connor Robb. Those 2. Everything else for Lexington Catholic. Nobody in double figures. Only Johnson. Yeah. Great move, great shot there. That got him off. That was his first basket of the second half on that layup. Made some foul shots. That got him moving a little bit. Tell you what, Marino's done a great job taking the ball out of bounds and hitting it long court down here to at half court to break Catholic's press.
Gets it into Robb, back to Michael Marino.
Watch out.
Long pass to Long. Lays it up and in. He's fouled. They'll count it. That may just about do it.
What kind of pass was that from Marino?
That's why they got him there, like you said.
He just looks up over the press and finds that guy wide open and made a heck of a pass.
Jim McKee might want to talk to him about being quarterback.
Hey, just one, took one dribble and off the dribble, just boom.
Rebounded by Sparkman on the miss. Keegan Bailey to Luke Johnson, just 1:04. Now down to 1 minute to go. Johnson spinning. Throws it up, no. Tapped around, and that's going to be over the back, called on Sparkman.
Williams go to the line to shoot 2 foul shots.
Scott County Cardinals, they win this game, be their 30th win, but 24 wins for Lexington Catholic this year. I think a great season for the Knights with the schedule they've played. Their strength of schedule's got to be either 1 or 2 in the state of Kentucky.
You would think, Gary.
But Scott County also played a strong schedule. And it looks like they're going to avenge their only loss to a Kentucky team this year. That was to Lexington Catholic for Scott County.
Everybody's going to look at this score and say Marino got MVP. I tell you, got MVP. Although Johnson ends up with 18. That young man right there, number 33, did a heck of a job on him defensively.
He held him scoreless. Yeah, held him scoreless.
The first half.
One of the best players in the state, Luke Johnson. 56-42, 50 seconds to go in this one. Blake Scott. Johnson's going to have to fire a long three. Iron no. Johnson grabs it. Johnson under the basket and fouled, and Luke will go to the line. You know, it's incredible when you think about it, though. Luke Johnson, if he hits these 2 free throws, would have 20 points in the second half, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Yeah. Luke knocks it down. 19. Girls Sweet 16 starts Wednesday at BB&T Arena. Boys starts next Wednesday, the 15th at Rupp Arena. Johnson's got 20, but his ball club's still down 12 to this high-powered Scott County team that's very talented. High pass to Williams. Lost the handle, only to go to Lexington Catholic with 36 seconds. After the game, our Rebecca Cook will grab the Mingy Beef Jerky winning coach right after the game. She'll talk to the winning coach and to a couple of the stars of the game. And obviously we like Robin Marino, right?
Yes.
I'd say co-MVP, wouldn't you, Coach? And Williams, too, with that defensive job. Johnson, baseline, off the iron, rebounded by Rob, down to 19 seconds. And I think Lexington Catholic won't foul, but Scott County's Rob will dribble it across.
Getting real loud in here, isn't it, Gary?
Oh, yeah. Scott County's heading to the Cates AA Whitaker Bank Boys Sweet 16. They do it behind Michael Marino with 20, Cooper Robb with 17. Scott County's headed to the state tournament. They knock off Lexington Catholic, the only team that defeated them out of Kentucky in the regular season. 56-44, and I agree with you, Coach. The defensive job Lorenzo Williams did in the first half was a big reason why Scott County won this game, the job he did on Luke Johnson.
He did, Gary. He just shut him down in that first half. Young man really struggled in the half didn't even score in the first half. Came back out. Second half, got it in the basket, got some layups, got some foul shots that got him in a groove, got him going, and from there he just kind of took over for Lexington Catholic in the second half. But nobody else stepped up to score. Luke ends with 20, and next one was T. Price with 9.
Yeah, so we will get Billy Hicks on the post game. So we'll talk to Billy Hicks, the winning coach for Scott County, and talk to Billy and some of the players here and on the postgame show. 56-44 as Scott County wins the 11th region. What we got now, Donnie, is the
trophy presentation.
All tournament team. We want to keep it here for that, right, William? Keep it here. So it was 25-10 at halftime. So much better half. As a matter of fact, Lexington Catholic scored 34 points in that second half. Much better half. If they'd had that kind of half in the first half, they could have won the game, but they didn't. They only had 10 points at halftime. 34 in the second half. There's the media mobbing Billy Hicks, the winningest all-time basketball coach in the state of Kentucky with 900 and I lost count at 950. I believe
900 is pretty good, Gary.
Yeah, 900 is pretty darn good. So Rebecca will try to grab him as well. talk. Yeah, unless y'all want to wait. Might as well. I would. We'll give them a few minutes. Coach, here's the final stats from the game as Rebecca's waiting for Billy to get demobbed over there. He's being mobbed right now by the TV stations around the area. So that wraps up the 11th region, and the girls won by Franklin County. They knocked off Lafayette. And here it was Scott County and Billy Hicks as they knock off Lexington Catholic by a dozen. Catholic, you got the numbers there, Donnie, but Catholic 20 points and 34 in the second half, and 20 of those by Luke Johnson in the second half.
Yeah, exactly, Gary. And when you look at it, it was all the turnover situation in the first half. Lexington Catholic had 13 turnovers at halftime, ended up with 19 for the game. So in the second half, they really controlled the ball better. Scott County only, I think, had maybe 6 or 7 at half, but then they end up with 15 total. Rebounds, 38-37, pretty even. But when it comes down to it, it's that field goal percentage. Lexington Catholic, 11 for 41. Scott County, 17 for 46.
Free throw shooting excellent by Catholic, 19 to 23.
19 to 23. Scott County, 20 of 36. If Scott County hits their foul shots, they're probably not an even closer game than this. But I'm sure Coach Hicks will work on that probably sometime this week.
Now they're going to name the all-tournament team, give out the 11th Region runner-up trophy and the 11th Region champion trophy. There's Lexington Catholic. They knocked off Scott County earlier in the year. Good second half tonight, but man, 10 points in the first half. I mean, you're down 25 to 10 at halftime. You dug yourselves a big hole, and that's what happened. They fought back, played well in the second half. 34 points in the second half. They actually outscored Scott County in the second half. Scott County Cardinals, 11th Region champs. They're heading to Rupp Arena.
Yeah, I think the 11th play the 12th on the, is that Thursday or Wednesday? They're playing the first round or second round?
I was just about to, I had a bracket, but it's like somebody, I don't know what happened. I had a bracket here, but it's like things disappear. So that one disappeared. But the bracket on the 15th, at noon, Region 4 plays Region 1. Yeah, and at 8:30, at 8 o'clock Wednesday night, 11th Region plays the Scott County will take on the winner of the 12th Region, which, by the way, we were talking before the game, Boyle County's in the Final Four of that region.
They play tomorrow. They play their finals tomorrow.
So they play Wednesday night. Scott County is your winner there in this 11th Region. And Coach, let's look at some scores from
Christian County won tonight.
Yeah, Mayfield won over Paducah Tillman in the first region. Christian County won in the second, 73-39 over Webster. Bowling Green, who a lot of people are talking about, Coach, their team, 77-59 over Franklin Simpson. That's a it's like a semifinal
Russellville
game. Russellville Clinton play later. Clinton County, Robbie Davis's alma mater, they play tonight later. And then Adair County, who I talked about on the draw show, they got a tremendous record at Adair. They won 79.
They only lost one game.
Yeah. Beat John Hardin by 12, 79. And then in the 7th, Ballard just demolished Christian Academy of Louisville. Collins beat Gallatin County by 4. Scott leading Paris 63. Cooper, as we said, won the 9th region. That's the final. They beat Covington Catholic 51-38. So Cooper's for real. William and I saw them in a traditional bank classic, and they won that turn. They're good, aren't they, William? Cooper, they're very good. So they'll be in it. Campbell County in the 10th beat Bracken 64-59. As William says, Scott's up on Paris. Here's Scott County won. Mercer County a winner tonight. They beat Wayne County. So Mercer in the finals.
The 12th.
Mercer in the finals of the 12th. And Pulaski, wow, Boyle fell. Pulaski got them 66-53. So the final of the 12th will be Mercer and Pulaski County tomorrow night. In the other regions, Harlan County beat Corbin by 2, 67-65. Saw Coach Don Lane heading down that way. I said, Coach, you going to the game? He said, heading down to Corbin. So he was heading down to Corbin. And Perry County Central beat Letcher County 67-50, Letcher County Central. It was Pikeville over Johnson Central, 66.
Ooh, Elliott beat
big
Boyd.
time.
That's an upset.
Yeah, you got, and Elliott beat
They've been 1 and 2 up there in the 16th all year long.
All region team being announced here, and then Rebecca Cook is going to go out and talk to Billy Hicks. Bryce Long, a member of the all-tournament team for the 11th region. Also Robbie Goodman from Sayre out there.
Oh, young player for Sayre out.
That's Silverberg, I believe.
Yes.
Zan Payne joins Luke Johnson. Zan tonight from the field, 0 for 9, struggled from the field, but did have 5 points, had 10 rebounds. And there's your guy, Lorenzo Williams.
Yes, sir. Well-deserved by the young man.
Lorenzo, the sophomore. And that's the thing about Scott County, other than Cooper Watts, they're all back.
Yeah.
They got everybody back next year.
And
of course, that's the big guy, Cozart from Central. 6, he's real good. You know, he shattered the record for block shots. Yeah. Eastern offered him after that game the other night, and there's the man, Michael Marino, considered the best sophomore in the state of Kentucky. Considered actually one of the best players in the state of Kentucky. He's got to be, I'd put him in that top 5 group, top 10 group, wouldn't you?
I'd like to see somebody that's better.
Yeah. 20 points tonight in the regional championship. And how about big Peter Whitman being named to the all-tournament team? I know he's got the bad wrist or hurt his thumb or something.
Looks like he jammed the thumb and
Sure
the ball
did.
against the rim.
MVP is Cooper Robb, number 10 for Scott County, the Cardinals. Plays baseball. William and I have seen him man that infield there for the Cardinals. In football, he led the area in interceptions with 8 or 9 interceptions. The kid, there's nothing, and I talked to Rebecca about that. She said, you don't see that anymore. You don't see too many kids that play star in all 3 sports like Cooper Robb does.
Yeah.
So your region champion, the Scott County Cardinals. Congratulations to them. And congratulations to Lexington Catholic, your region runner-up, considered the toughest region in the state of Kentucky. And now let's we'll go get some post-game interviews. Go get Billy Hicks and talk to him and a couple of players. Hey, Rebecca, got to get a player or two also.
Get Billy real quick or he'll be
Rebecca
gone.
Cook is going to grab Billy Hicks, get some thoughts from him. As Billy heading, we're going to do some pictures.
They want to get some pictures.
Yeah, they'll take a team picture. So Billy Hicks heading to the Sweet 16 on the 15th. They play the winner of the 12th at 8 o'clock, and that's down to Mercer County and Pulaski County. Those 2 teams will play tomorrow night. Gave you all the scores we had. So Billy Hicks. Coach, how do you like Scott County in the boys state tournament next week? How do you give their chances?
Gary, I'll tell you what, the way they play defense, they've got a lot of chances to win it. You know, I don't know. I haven't seen Bowling Green play yet. Everybody talks about how good they are down in the western part of the state. But I'll tell you what, Billy's got his young people playing very good defense right now,
Yes,
and that will win games for you.
Again, we want to thank all of our crew, Donnie, all the folks that worked this tournament. William Warfield, of course, you, Derek Varney, Coach Scott True did a great job on the girls tournament, along with Julie McGrain-Muntz, Steve, I believe it's
back up on
Paytech.
top
Paytech. You know, there was a Freddie Patek that was a great Kansas City Royal back in the day, and that's how he spelled his name. But our man Steve goes with Paytech. Okay,
Paytech.
we'll go with that. 56-44 is your champion, and Coach Hicks is going to make his way over here and get the Mingy beef jerky from Miss Rebecca Cook.
Everybody wants pictures, Gary.
Rebecca, when are you heading down? When are you heading to Northern Kentucky? Y'all heading there Wednesday to Northern Kentucky? Use your mic. got a mic.
No, she didn't hear what you said.
When are you headed to Northern Kentucky?
Our first game is on Thursday. We play Russell County.
Here's Coach Billy Hicks as he wins the 11th region crown.
Hey, how are you? On the defensive end of the floor, you guys just did a phenomenal job. In the first half, you held them to only 10 points. I think they had 13 turnovers. How much do you think that impacted the game?
Well, it was the best of times, the worst of times. Defensively, it was great. We held them to 10 points. But on the other side, the worst of times, we were horrible on offense. We couldn't score. We just had a terrible time. Worst offense we played all year. And I felt like I was concerned at halftime because I felt like we should have been up a lot more than 15, to be honest with you. But the last month and a half, we've really been a good defensive team the last month and a half.
Do you guys think that they had a hard time keeping up with your tempo? You guys were just really playing fast.
Yeah, I think we pressured the ball so hard. We got up passing lanes. And we've got some really good athletes. Cooper Robb is just phenomenal at reading and getting steals and making reads. And then with Michael and Cooper Watts inside, we've had good defense for years, but we just haven't had the shot blockers in there to back us up with them.
Yeah.
So now having a couple of shot blockers and do get beat, they can intimidate inside. So we've been, the last month and a half, we've really been hard to score on.
What do you think you're going to do to prepare for state?
We're going to work on offense. and we had a lot of jitters, but really, and I never say that, but 6 of our first 8 players are sophomores. They're young kids, and but they play like veterans, and they are veterans, and I can't believe we got the jitters tonight like we did. We got jitters. We made stupid mistakes and everything, but you got to give Lexington Catholic a lot of credit for that too. They play so hard and they battle, but we want to continue playing good defense and get tougher offensively.
Well, congratulations and good luck.
All right, thank you very much. There it is.
There's the Mingy beef jerky.
Mingy roast beef, hey,
thank you, Coach.
Beef, that's good. And I hope I can get them. I'm going to try to keep this tonight. I've got tackled every night. I walk over here. The manager's taking it away from me.
Give him the mic.
Hey, guys, and again, I know the Mingy family. They're great people, and I'm glad to be a part of this. I'm glad you have them as sponsors. They're really good people.
We'll see you Wednesday night out at the ball.
About 7:30.
7:30.
Thank you.
He's coming out to the
All
ball.
my buddies in South Carolina have been watching this. They say, God, Billy, you're getting old. I said, God, I'm getting old. I had some call me today that they watch this. They said the other night they had a hard time picking it up. They've been watching the game. They got the interviews. It's hard to get the ball game.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Coach.
Billy.
That's Billy Hicks. He'll be out on the ball report this week. We'll take a break. William, come back, try to grab a player or two, then we'll wrap things up here from the 11th region. We're back here and coach the final numbers of the game. 20 points for Michael Marino. He led everybody. 18 for Luke Johnson, all in the second half. So that's credit to the great job that Lorenzo Williams did defensively in that first half.
Well, Gary, he was 0 for whatever in the first half. In the second half, he's 5 for, I think he was 0 for like 8 or something like that in the first half. So in the second half, he's 5 for 7. So and he got to the foul line. He was 8 for 9 from the foul line.
Hey, Darren.
7 turnovers though for Luke. That most of those happened in the first half.
Well, that'll do it here from the 11th region, and congratulations to Scott County as they win at 56-44. And that does it. We were here for every game, every bounce, every basket, every foul, every turnover, everything of this 11th region tournament, boys and girls. We had it covered here on Prep Spin. Thanks to you, Donnie Atkins, and the girls' state tournament starts Wednesday at BB&T Arena. Thanks to William Warfield producing, and all the great staff here at Prep Spin. Thanks to Steve Patek for running the camera all weekend. Darren Douglas manning the sidelines and helping out all the crews that help. Final score, the boys 11th region, Scott County 56 and Lexington Catholic 44. So long from Eastern Kentucky's McBrayer Arena.